And we are back. Pokemon Infinite Fusion, Hardcore Nuzlocke. We've beaten the vanilla run, and now it is time to dive into an all-out randomizer here. We had the Pikachu, we had the Caterpie Porygon 2 Fusion, and now we have the Cordactyl. That's right, the Corsola Aerodactyl is going to be our starter. Let's see if we can take down our rival for the first time here. It's going to be the hardcore rule set as per usual. We're going to get an encounter every single run, and we are allowed to fuse the inverse. So say for this Corsola Aerodactyl, we can actually swap it to where it's more of a Corsola body instead of the Aerodactyl body. We can mix and match and see whichever one we like better moving forward. But right here for this first fight, Porypie is getting absolutely bodied by our pink Aerodactyl. One more tackle does the trick, and our rival is defeated. And then for our first encounter, it's going to be the Doublade Lopunny found on Route 1 here. Drop back with the Pokeball and secure it. She ends up with the Steel normal typing. Our next first encounter is going to be found in Viridian City, gifted by this guy chilling in the Pokemart. It's going to be the Octolem, which is an Octillery Golem. I believe that is going to be a Rock Water typing. And then for our Route 2 first encounter, it is going to be the Cofagrigus Hoo-Oo combination. The Kofa-Hoo comes down, we secure it with the Pokeball, and it's going to have the Ghost Flying typing. And then for our Viridian Forest encounter, it's going to be the Sand Queen, which we have seen before from Giovanni's team. Drop back with the Pokeball and secure it. It's going to have that Nidoqueen typing in the Poison Ground. And then for our Route 22 first encounter, it is the Miss Magar here. It's going to be the Miss Magius and Gengar combination coming together to form that Ghost typing. And that means it's time to take down our rival outside of the lab for the first time. And he's going to send out his Woolion here. And it's going to be what looks like a Wooper and a Charmeleon. The bubble comes down doing neutral damage. It is stabbed. The Mudspore in return. Not going to do too much as the tackle comes down. The Ember not doing a lot either as we tank that no problem. And our starter Cordactyl completely flexes on our rival's first Pokemon. On top of that, we upgrade into the Bubble Beam. Now, I do think we have a better physical attack stat, but the Porypie comes down our rival, keeping with the cute and cuddly little Caterpie. The nasty plot going for the long con as the Bubble Beam comes down, and our rival is defeated for the second time. And then for our Secret Garden first encounter, it's going to be the Mewtom here. Rotom and Mew, what an absolute combination. Drop back with the Gender Ball and secure it. All right, we saw what happens when the Rotom fuses with the Mew, but what happens when Mew fuses with the Rotom here? It's going to swap typings into that Electric Psychic, very formidable, very offensive, and there is Ro looking fantastic. And then not wanting to copy Giovanni's Nidoqueen's combination here, we're going to go ahead and reverse this. We're going to get the Sandslash and Nidoqueen on the other side, and it fuses into that Nidoslash. Same typing, just a little bit different. For our Route 3 first encounter, it is the Polichomp here, a Poliwrath Garchomp combination. Drop back with the Pokeball and secure. It's going to have the Swampert typing in the Water Ground, my goodness. And that means it's time to take on the first gym leader, Brock, and his two random fusions here. Gato comes down, and the Pidgeotto Golem combination, but a Dragon Rage from Polichomp completely blitzes down Brock's first Pokemon, the Hydro Queen. In response, a beautiful ace here, probably Poison Dart, but the Dragon Rage cuts through all of that HP, leaving Hydro Queen with about 2 HP. One more Dragon Rage comes down. Brock neglects the healing, and Polichomp seizes victory right here, right now. And that brings us to our next encounter, and it's going to be on Route 3 where you usually get the gifted Magikarp, and instead it's going to be Darkmeleon. That's right, Darkrai and Charmeleon. Let's get a closer look at this. So when you fuse these two together, you get the Dark Fire typing, very much like the Houndoom line, and here it is. The Darkmeleon comes down, black, white, red with a little bit of blue. Absolutely fantastic. And then for our Mount Moon first encounter, it's going to be the Klepku here after 37 and a half Pokeballs. We finally get it secured. It's going to have the Fairy Electric typing. I am super excited for this one. Our next first encounter is going to be found on Route 4 here. It's going to be the Togachop with the Fairy Fighting typing. Looks like Togekiss and Machop fused together here. Drop back with the Moonball and secure it. They asked me how strong a Fairy Fighting type Pokemon could be, and I think Lopunny knows. I think Lopunny knows. It's at this point in the run where I decide to reverse fuse the Gengar Mismagius amalgamation that we have seen before. We go in for another Ghost Fusion, and it's going to be the Gengius or Gengius here, and the magical shadow Pokemon comes down. We got the Cheshire Cat coming at you live. All right, at this point in the run, our team is looking rather stacked, if you ask me, as our rival sends out Aegigeus right here, right now, the Mismagius Aegislash with the Steel Ghost typing. That is absolutely ridiculous. I'm telling you, the Aegislash fusions do not miss as the King Shield comes down, the signature move here. We go in for a stab discharge, doing massive damage though, and we resist the aerial ace. On top of that, a little cute charm comes across the board, and the first Pokemon falls. Clefku absolutely leading the charge here. Zweilous comes down though, Zweilous and Lopunny, but the discharge completely dismantles our rival second Pokemon. The Crabula comes in, the Rosalia Krabby gets absolutely bodied as well. The Pink Raikou completely popping off. Poripod comes in, is here for a moment, gets an agility down, but will not have what it takes as a super potion, prolongs the inevitable, and our rival is absolutely defeated. And then for our Route 24 first encounter, it is going to be the Vapor Whack here, the Marowak Vaporeon combination. Drop back with the netball and secure another water ground typing. And that means it's time to take on Misty and her two Steel-type Pokemon. That's right, I forgot to mention that Gym Leader's typings are completely randomized, so whatever the type is, it's going to end up having for the whole team. So the Age of Fion comes down, end up being Grass Steel, I would presume, but the Dragon Rage, again, cuts right through the defenses, and the Leafeon Fusion drops. The Infersharp comes down, Bisharp and Infernape looking ridiculous. The head's really coming out to play, but I absolutely adore the stance as we dig underground. Stab super effective with the ground gem boost. Misty is gone. And then for our Route 6 first encounter, it's going to be the Torsion here. The Torchic and Duosion is going to end up with the Fire Psychic typing. And then for one of my personal favorites in Vermilion City, we get the Dragabro, drop back with the Pokeball, and secure a Psychic and Dragonite Slowbro combination. That brings us to our SS and battle against our rival. He's rocking 4 Pokemon at this point, and the Purio comes down. It looks like a Porygon Z and a Ho-Oh combination. Look at the numbers as well. The crunch comes in, a Brave Bird across the board. We get chopped to half HP. Polichomp holding on though. Can we drop back with a crunch? Do we risk it? We do outspeed as we saw. It could be a roll though as the Super Potion comes down. Our rival not wanting to lose it, and we drop back with a double tap Dragon Rage and take down the first Pokemon. The second in return is going to be the Cottonta. Looks like a Cottony and a Ponyta, if I'm presuming correctly, as we drop underground, get a dig in, and we take down the Fairy Pony. The Vapor Slash comes in, the Vaporeon Sand Slash, probably rocking a water ground typing, and let's go ahead and take this one down as well. The Quick Attack comes across the board. Now we do have the level advantage, thankfully, on this matchup. The Water Pulse comes down, no confusion. That is what we like to see. Another dig underground. We dodge the Quick Attack, no problem, and the Vapor Slash falls. Polichomp, more like Champ, should I say. Poripod comes in, the Metapod completely here in this moment. Not very scary, but do we risk it? Do we underestimate a Porygon Z and a Metapod? I don't know, but we swap into the side beam, and as you can see, that did a little bit of damage. The Mystic Fire comes down. It is a fadeaway crit, and our rival is defeated once again. And that brings us to our third gym battle here against Lieutenant Surge and his Ghost-type Pokemon. The Litar comes down, the Pupitar and Litwick fusion looking fantastic as the Scary Face is going to drop the speed on the Darkmeleon here, but the red bow tie is gleaming. The Super Potion comes down, the Ominous Wind in return going for that Omni Boost. Another Super Potion on the cute and cuddly Ghost Candle. Another Ominous Wind comes down, and Litar falls. 1 Pokemon down, 2 to go. Darkmeleon gets the level up as well. Dustzor is here. The Scizor Dusclops comes in for the pursuit. Does absolutely no damage given our dark typing. The withdraw from Lieutenant Surge into his ace, Pori Edge. Oh my goodness. Okay, that might not be the ace, but it's looking good. As the Shadow Sneak comes down, we resist that as well. The Fire Fang in return takes down the sword. Absolutely. The Dustzor is the ace, but all it has is spamming pursuit, doing no damage. The berry healing it, getting it to a cyberspace, but the burn comes down. 1 more pursuit for the road. Darkmeleon eats the critical on top and takes down Lieutenant Surge. And then on Route 7, we get a Slugdean. For our Celadon City first encounter, it is the Kyochu here, the Kyogre Raichu. Absolutely secure it with the Fusion Ball. Give me that water electric typing. And then from the game corner, we purchased the Volcarona Torterra combination. Let's see what the ultimate fusion looks like. And there it is. Absolutely, Volcarona comes down. I believe that is the bug ground typing. We then quickly dispatch our rival once again in the Pokemon Tower. Nothing crazy to see here. And then for our Castelia Sewers encounter, it's going to be the Weodile here, the Weavile Crocodile combination. Give me that dark ground typing. And that means it's time to take on Giovanni for the first time in this run. Let's see what kind of random shenanigans he is up to with his team of 3. The Trap Free comes down. The Trapinch Butterfree looking very cute and cuddly. And we're going to go ahead and abuse it with the Dragon Dance. However, the Whirlwind in return keeps us at bay, sends out Dark Melian here. And we're just going to flex on him. The Feint comes down, does no damage, but we do get a fadeaway crit. It was neutral. Beautiful stuff. The Azuth comes down. That looks like an Azurill and Meowth combination, looking pretty cool. I like the color scheme there. As we get the Polichomp back out there, the taunt comes down, holding us back as far as the Dragon Dance is concerned. But look at this moveset. We are going in for that Garchomp / Gyarados sweep. Beautiful stuff. The Ninlade comes down, or Ninlade, I should say. Ninjask I really do like the Glade fusions. Very cool. The Psycho Cut comes down, does not do a lot of damage. The Crunch in response, potentially a bug fighting combination there. We're just going to go straight in for the Earthquake. It is Stab. It's still not very effective. The taunt wears off. We can go for a Dragon Dance if we want to flex on it. Instead, we just go for the Ice Punch, which is neutral, and we take down Giovanni. Next on the menu is going to be Erika herself. She's going to be rocking 3 different rock-type fusions, so switching it up from her normal grass type, we go for the Earthquake with our Core Dactyl. Our starter here, we have Ditto and Onyx going for that Purple Sledge combination. We lead into the Iron Head, holding on with no HP. The Dragon Breath comes down. We go for a Recover Cheese, getting us back to full. However, it has Smackdown in the back. We drop back with an Iron Head and take down Erika's first Pokemon. That is right. Her typing is Rock, and we are using a Flying type, so I don't know how smart that is in the long run, but the Ungron comes down. That looks like Unknown, and Aggron as a Scab Rock Slide completely deletes our starter. I don't know why we're just chilling with a Flying type in front, but however, we go in for that Shadow Ball, which is Stab and super effective against that Unknown Psychic typing, so that was probably Psychic Rock. As the Ariados comes down, the final Bastion Hook for Erika. We get a Monster's Power Gem, however, the Assurance comes down, and a Sucker Punch to boot. It beats our Cheshire Cat to the punch. Oh no, we only have Ro in the back, who is weak to Dark, so if a Sucker Punch came down there, that would have been terrifying, but we make it out alive with 1 Pokemon left to our name. Given massive casualties in Erika's gym, we shake that off as we get one of my favorite fusions to date in the Darkest Art. We have Darkrai, Charizard. Can you beat this? I don't know. It's going to be tough. And then we level up our Kofa Hoot here, going for that Noctowl Cofagrigus combination, and there it is, the Egyptian Ghost, if you will, still has that Ghost Flying typing. We then take our Duosion and Torchic combination and evolve it into the Combuskin, and there it is. That only leaves the Reunculus evolution portion in this fusion, and here it is, the final fighting psychic form, and it is the Ryukin. So I was actually mistaken. That is a Pikachu Kyogre fusion. Give it the Thunderstone. Let's see what a Raichu Kyogre looks like. And there it is. That is so epic. I love it. And then for our Route 16 first encounter, it is going to be the Kadabat here with the Zubat and Kadabra combination. Drop back with Fusion Ball and secure it. Kadabat then goes for that evolution in the Golbat upgrade here, and it's going to end up looking a little something like that. So there is the second version of Kadabat. And then lastly, the Alakazam is going to finish us out here. 3 spoons, 2 wings, and 1 dream. The Alabat comes down. For our Safari Zone first encounter, it's going to be the Ralser here, the Pinsir and Ralts combo. And that leads us to our fight against Koga here with the Victory Bell Skarmory combo. We're working with that grass flying typing here. Koga does have flying types for this run, so watch out for that as we get the Yawn up and running with our Dragabro here. Dragon Tails leading the charge, and now this is going to pave the way for our Kyochu, our Kyogre Raichu with Drizzle on top, and you're going to see just how dangerous this guy is. as we have the stab surf in the rain. We've got ice beam for coverage, and we also have thunder, which is going to be 100% accuracy in the rain. This is so filthy. This is so brutal. This is honestly ban worthy, but Kyochu could care less as the first Pokemon drops. Go Ender comes down. That looks like Fletch Ender and our Golem friend, so probably a ground flying there, which is 4 times weak to Ice Beam. Good night, Sally, as the Quillcore comes down. The Gliscor and Quillfish combination, probably poison flying, maybe a little bit of water on the side there as the Thunder comes down and definitely confirms the ground typing is not there. One more Pokemon in the Cloypip, and that we know that's Cloyster, but I do not know what that is fused with, and we take it down, no problem. Coco Forks over the 5th gym badge. And that brings us to our rival fight in Silph Co here. He's going to be working with 5 Pokemon. Can we defeat him without losing anybody? That is the question. He sends out his Rapidash first, looking like a Rapidash and Ninetales combination. We're going to drop back with a Yawn with our Dragabro here, our Dragonite Slowbro. The burn does come across. That is going to chip over time here, but we do get the Yawn across the board, putting our rival's first Pokemon to sleep, and that is going to open the door for this pivot into Kyocho, our Water Electric Kyogre Raichu mix up here. The takedown comes down, doing good damage off the top. However, the sleep is here to stay. We go in for the nasty plot, getting +2 special attack on top of the drizzle, doubling the surf damage in the rain. It is stab, and it's stab again because of the rain, and the Ninetales combo goes down. Mr. Ryer comes in afterwards, the Rhyperior. Mr. Mime could be Fairy Ground, could be Psychic Rock, but it doesn't really matter as the surf completely one-shots it, and that means the Gliscor is up to bat here. Potentially Dark Flying, maybe Dark Ground as well, given that Darkrai and Gliscor combo. We're going to get Polichomp in there, our Garchomp, Poliwrath, and Sky Uppercut comes in, doing good damage off the top, but we're going to go in for that Ice Punch. If it has the ground typing, this is absolutely beautiful, and it does, but it doesn't even break 50% HP, and the rain is still coming down, so we got to watch out for that as well. The X-Scissor comes in, a very diverse moveset from the Gliscor here, and now we're going to drop back with our move. That X-Scissor outspeeds us, but we tank that no problem as we resist. The Moonblast comes down. It is strengthened by the orb, the gem there, thank you, and it falls. Rio Blade comes in, Psychic Steel potentially looking very cool. Could also have the Ghost on the slide. We got to watch out for that, but let's see if we just lean in. If it has the Steel type and we don't really want to go for that Fairy, so we just go for the neutral. Discharge doing good damage and getting the paralysis. It goes for a Night Slash, not doing much damage at all. We drop back with the Moonblast, seeing if it does have the Steel typing, and it does not, but we are trading blows here, and Klefko holds on with 41 HP, drops back with one more Moonblast, and our rival is down to 1 Pokemon, and it is the Poripod. It is absolutely a Poripod. Not very menacing, but if we underestimate it, it could kill us at 41 HP. We bring it to under half HP. The signal becomes down, but we resist with the Fairy typing. Beautiful stuff. One more Moonblast is going to do it. That disrespect could have cost us, but our rival loses it all. And right after beating our rival, he's going to go back-to-back with us to take on Giovanni and his 4 Pokemon. The Mutrio comes down, the Happix comes down, so we're looking like a Happiny and a Vulpix, which isn't too scary. On top of that, they double down onto our rival's side, giving us a completely wide-open turn to use a Yawn, so we're going to go ahead and put the Happix to sleep. However, the Skip Knight comes in, the Skip Bloom Dragonite doing work. We get another Yawn down. We are putting both of Giovanni's Pokemon to sleep. Beautiful stuff. The Mutrio is going to be a Dugtrio Mutt combo, as you do, but the Arena Trap actually holds us in, so Dragabro has to stay in and fight this on his own, which is just fine. The Withdraw comes down, dodging the Yawn turn as the Bee Lava is here. That is going to be a Quill Lava and Beedrill. I kind of like the color scheme on that. I don't know how scary it's going to be, but we do have to watch out for the super effective stab bug typing into our Psychic. With the Arena Trap gone, that we can get Dragabro to safety. I'm kidding, because Mutt comes back out on the other side, the Arena Trap is still here, so Dragapro is gonna have to tank this. Thankfully, it goes for Endeavor and not a super effective bug type move. On top of that, our rival is an absolute legend, letting both of his first 2 Pokemon go down, giving Dragapro a completely free time out here, which is beautiful. The Fell Stinger does come down. Thankfully, it's not very strong. We live with 40% HP. We go in for the Slack of healing up, stalling out for our rival to do something. The Gunk Shot comes down, doing massive damage. It is a critical hit. On top of that, we get the poison, and Dragapro goes down. The Fell Stinger, the double down from Giovanni, takes down Dragon Tails. Dragapro, my chubby friend, one last hug, and we lose our dragon. And that means it's time for Kyocho to come down and rain in some vengeance on this side of the field. The Flamethrower comes across, soundproof blocking. Magnet Rise comes in. The Surf is going to hit Electro, but Kyocho takes down Giovanni's side in one fell swoop. The Ocean drowns Giovanni's squad, and one more Pokemon remains in the Ace Mamlosion. That is a Mamoswine Typhlosion if I've ever seen one. It's probably Fire Ground. It could be Fire Ice, but the Lava Plume doing damage on both of us. The Gunk Shot comes down. Electric giving one one more shot before he goes down. Our rival is down to its Poripod that we just encountered here. Poripod locking in the final Pokemon, does nothing and dies for absolutely nothing as the Flamethrower comes down, and now it is a 2v1 with the Reshiram. Look at that! Reshiram Butterfree, that looks absolutely filthy as another Stab Psychic comes down. The Tailwind for this speed boost as well. We are burned, but we are both going to outspeed, and Mamlotion goes down. An absolute mess. We lose our chubby dragon, but we make it out with everyone else. Next up is going to be our 6th gym battle, this time against Sabrina and her dragon-type Pokemon. So the Garyon comes down, we open up with Kofa Owl, our new utility Pokemon, and the Muddy Water comes down doing good damage, but the Will-O-Wisp does connect. Beautiful stuff here. The Muddy Water comes down, gets a critical hit on the swap. Rogue gets absolutely chunked to 43 HP, and this is not going well here. The burn not really doing anything to hold back the special attack since it does cut physical. However, we swap into Clefku, who is a special attack beefcake here, can absolutely tank the special attacks. The Faragon comes down, most likely Steel Dragon, but it could be Grass Dragon as well. If it is Grass Dragon, the Ice Beam is definitely the play here. The Steel will resist the Ice Beam, and there it is. It is neutral, so that does confirm our suspicion. It is going to be a Steel Dragon, which is a beautiful typing, especially against the Ice and Fairy attacks. The Self-Destruct comes down. Faragon gives his life to take down Clefko. 10 HP in a dream. The Sandstorm drops us to 1 HP, and Clefko holds. Clefko absolutely holds. Are you serious right now? Both of our Fairy-type counters live with no HP. We get to safety. The Croconair comes down. The Crocodile Dragonair, and Sabrina is an absolute flex as 3 Pokemon are bleeding out, and I do believe we are going to let Kofa Owl go down. It is just fine. My gosh, Clefku is not replaceable, and it holds. We lose our utility tank, our Ghost Owl, and we send in Polichomp, who is full HP and comes down with a nice punch, taking care of business. 1 Pokemon left on Sabrina's side. The Darknair comes down. Dragonair and Darkrai, beautiful. The Ice Punch does massive damage, 30% HP to go, and 1 more Ice Punch does the trick. Polichomp with the clutch. We then take our Curlia Pinsir combination, give it the Dawnstone, so we can see what the Gallade fusion is gonna look like here. And there it is, Psychic Bug, Pinsir, and Gallade coming at you live. Wow. However, we use the DNA Reverser, and now I'm very excited to see what this fusion looks like. The other version is going to be Pinlade, the Pinsir Gallade combo. It's going to be bug fighting, and it looks absolutely sick. And then for our Route 19 first encounter, it's going to be the B-Ram here, the Beedrill Reshiram combo. We drop back with the Fusion Ball and secure it. And then next up is going to be the Snorgross found in the Pokemon Mansion. We're working with Snorlax Metagross with a normal Psychic typing, drop back with a Fusion Ball, and secure yet another first encounter. We then use the DNA Reverser on our Metagross Snorlax combination, and we get the Juggernaut. Metalax comes down on the Juggernaut. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a normal steel typing. It is now time to take on Blaine, the 7th gym leader here with his fighting type Pokemon. The Mapass comes down, the Machop Nosepass looking all kinds of funky here as we answer with the Alabatha Psychic Flying Crobat and Alakazam combination. Super fast and very strong on the special attack side as we drop the first 2 Pokemon on Blaine's side, and we are just clicking Psychic and having a field day as Hitmonlax holds on. The Snorlax Hitmonchan combination. There is the heal. The Psychic comes down, no special defense drop, but do we even need it as the Hitmonlax swaps out for the Hitmonbat, which goes down in 1 shot. That one was a Hitmonchan and a Crobat. Absolutely. 1 more Psychic will punch our ticket to the 8th and final gym. And then on Treasure Beach, we run into this little guy, a Gibble and a Magikarp fusion, which means it's going to be a Garchomp Gyarados if we can get it there. Absolutely insane. And then on one island, we get gifted from Bebe here, and it's going to be the Lapras Squirtle combination. We're going to go ahead and select Turtwig, but it's going to be the Squirtus instead. And then upon evolution, the Squirtus is going to upgrade into the War Turtle portion of this fusion, and there it is, the Walrus. But the party doesn't stop there, as we're going to see the final fusion here for Lapras and Blastoise, and it's going to be the Blastoise. There it is, an absolute unit. And that means it's time to take on Giovanni in the triple threat in the legendary birds here. And all three of them can attack on the same turn, which is absolutely terrifying. In the past, I've really leaned into the explosion sacrifice strategies, but this time we're going to try something a little bit different with the Volcaterra getting off a Leech Seed to heal up whoever comes down. And that's right, we salute you, sir. An absolutely fantastic fusion, falling for the sake of the team here. And it usually does come down to you should just always sacrifice your Snorlax with the stab explosion, as that is the probably the best way to take out this triple-headed monster. But instead, we get the Leech Seed. We're going to heal up every turn, and we go in for our Blastros here, our Lapras Blastoise combination. We get the triple Surf with the Water Gem, bringing Moltres down to half HP, as it is super effective. However, the Air Slash on top of Freeze Dry and Ancient Power comes down. We live with 1 HP and a Dream. The Leech Seed gets us back to 23. It's not going to be enough, but the Surf does come down and takes the Moltres with it. Absolutely. 1 more Ancient Power from the Articuno, and we don't hold on. Now that we have Moltres taken down, the Steel typing is actually going to shine against these two final birds here. So we have the Bullet Punch, we have the Body Slam, and we are going straight in for this fight. Now, it does leave Articuno and Zapdos there at the discharge doing massive damage. The Ancient Power is going to be resisted because of the Steel typing. The Body Slam comes out with a crit. Zapdos holds on in the red. The Bullet Punch to finish off. Not very effective, but it is stab, and it is enough to take down the bird. That leaves a 1v1 in the Articuno and the Metalax. The Snorlax comes in, tanks the Ancient Power as it resists the Body Slam, doing massive damage, and we can fade away with a Bullet Punch. Absolutely. The full heal comes down, but it's not enough. Metalax lays claim and beats Giovanni. For our Mount Ember first encounter, it is going to be the Metang and the Ninetales boasting a Psychic Fire typing. Drop back with the Fusion Ball and secure it. We've seen the Gabite and Magikarp one way, but let's reverse it and see what happens, and it turns into the Gakarp. However, the party doesn't stop until we get this final evolution upon the reverser. The Gyarados comes down, a Garchomp Gyarados Dragon Water typing. All right, we've seen the Mateos where it looks more like a Metang and then a Ninetales coming at you, and now we get the reverser in for the Ninetang. That looks absolutely ridiculous. However, everybody is laughing until the Metagross shows up. So when you combine a Metagross and a Ninetales, you end up with the Ninegross looking absolutely menacing. It looks like a wizard with the beard. This brings us to the 8th and final gym battle here against Giovanni himself and his electric-type Pokemon. The Spinachu comes down. The Spinark and Pikachu combination gets absolutely decimated by a Stab Earthquake from our Crocodile Weavile combination. Another Earthquake comes in, and I do believe we have completely countered Giovanni as 2 Pokemon fall. The Pika Lava comes in. The Quilava and Pikachu, absolutely. 3 Pokemon down, 2 to go. The Magneton comes down, and I do believe that is a Magnezone and a Magneton fusion, and it gets decimated as well. 1 more Pokemon in the Pikachu, and Giovanni was absolutely holding out on us as we fade with 1 more Earthquake. Weedile takes down everything. This will be the last time we take on our rival prior to him becoming champion, and it's going to be the Miss Mazing to open the charge here. Looks like a Weezing and Miss Mages combination. I absolutely love that fusion, especially the little coughing in the back. We have our Weedile from our Giovanni fight with that dark ground typing. We tank that Sludge Bomb, no problem. However, it probably has the Levitate ability, and now we're going to go for that neutral Body Slam. The Gyro Ball comes down doing pitiful damage. On top of that, we have the Chip Berry, the little berry that basically does a Rocky Helmet chip. It starts with a J. Jacoba, I believe, is what it's called, but I don't want to risk that Levitate, so we're going to go straight in for that. Bullet Punch as the explosion comes down, but we're going to tank that, no problem, given that Metagross and Snorlax defense. Beautiful stuff here. 1 Pokemon down, 5 to go. It is going to be the Dracocon, the Kangaskhan Dragonite with the little Dratini in the pouch. That is one of my favorite fusions. Look at that. Absolutely. You go, Kangaskhan, as the Crunch comes down with the defense drop. You don't love to see that. However, it is okay. The Encore as well. Body Slam from downtown. Excuse me, that was an Endura as it holds on, but the Paralysis on the side. Beautiful stuff. The Tennefish is here. That looks like a Tentacruel and Quillfish. The takedown getting resisted by the Steel typing, and Metalax is completely flexing right now with an Earthquake. It is super effective, and it is enough to take down the 3rd Pokemon of our rival. Our rival is still holding out on us in regard to that Porepod. A pitiful starter here. I do love the color scheme, but it's not even the Butterfree, so we'll potentially see that later on. The body slam comes down, gets the paralysis roll as well. We're going to double down on that with a fadeaway crit. You'll love to see it. Only 2 Pokemon left. It's going to be the Shuckle Hone. And what am I looking at? We need to get Metalax to safety here and try to review the tape as Shoe Edge is chilling. The Iron Head does come down, so it probably does have the Steel typing. So maybe Steel Rock, maybe Steel Bug. If it resists, okay, so it probably is Bug then. It probably is Bug, and it probably isn't Steel if it does get resisted by the Earthquake. The Crunch comes down, and it is super effective, so that almost confirms our suspicion. Maybe a Rock Ghost as it finally falls. The Umbot comes down, the Umbreon Arbok, loving the color scheme, but will it be enough to hold on to an Earthquake? And it is not. Gyarados doing work, Gastro Acid comes down, our ability is suppressed, but it won't matter as Umbok is the last to fall. Our rival is defeated. If I could go back in time and change what happened, I would make sure that we swap out of a stab Aqua Tail and save Ryunkin's life, but it wasn't meant to be. And without further ado, it is time to start the Elite Four here against Lorelei and her 5 normal type Pokemon. Oh my gosh, that is an Arceus and Feraligatr combination, and that looks absolutely terrifying as the stab extreme speed comes in as we get greedy for a nasty plot in the face of danger. As we get the Gyarados in there for the Intimidate, dropping the damage here. The Slash comes down, which is also Stab. An absolutely terrifying opener by Lorelei here. And now, can we set up? Do we set up? The Screech comes down. The Dragon Claw is here. Good defense on the Alligator side of things. The full restore comes down from literally no range there. Lorelei not wanting to lose her opener. The Discharge comes in, going for that paralysis. It is super effective because of the water typing in the rain. The critical hit comes down now, and we get crit by an extreme speed. We do die. We could potentially die to that raw damage as well. Another Intimidate comes down. The Alligator gets withdrawn, and the Didymillion comes in. The Ditto Charmeleon, so a normal fire here. We drop back with the Earthquake, and it does beautiful damage, taking down one Pokemon. The Gladoof in response. The Bidoof and Gloom, no problem here. It's not this Pokemon I'm worried about. It is that Arceus fusion. So we get the Dragon Dance in there. The Petal Blizzard comes down. It's going to do massive damage. We hold on, though. No problem there, as that is a starter fusion, if you will. The Earthquake comes in. Not very effective, but gets Gladoof to have another Petal Blizzard comes down. That one doing more in response to Guavberry, getting us to a safer space and 105 HP. What do? Do you stay in with the Gyarados? Do you roll this? And as you can see, we have Aqua Tail, not Waterfall, so there is a chance of missing that as the Petal Blizzard comes down, bringing us to 65 HP. We are getting greedy for this as the full restore comes down. The Dragon Claw is here, and we take down the Bidoof fusion. The Meowrin in response. That looks like a Flareon Meowth combo. Normal fire once again. We could roll the Aqua Tail. We could roll Earthquake. It's probably going to go for a Fake Out Cheese, though, and it doesn't. We go for the neutral Dragon Claw, taking out another Pokemon, but there is the Alligator, who has extreme speed. It has the priority quick attack on steroids, and we are in trouble. If we roll this and lose Gyarados, we lose one of our best Pokemon. The extreme speed comes down. We live with 2 HP, and the Dream Gyarados holding on to all the pride in its heart as the Pori Ear comes down. That is a Porygon and something else. I'm gonna need a closer look on this, and that looks like a Hitmontop, a Baneri. Yes, because it's normal type. A Baneri Porygon Z hits us with huge damage on that Tri-Attack. It probably won't do as much damage as we want to, but if we can get that special attack drop, it would be a huge. Tri-Attack comes down. We're going to hold on with 3 HP. Row holds with 3 HP. But someone's going to have to tank a Tri-Attack coming in and then tank another, and it's just not going to happen as the paralysis comes down, given the Tri-Attack roll, and we are completely fumbling the bag. The Pinlade comes in, and the Tri-Attack comes down. Can you hold, sir? 35 HP, and the crit comes down. We have no HP. We're going to drop back, but we get outsped. We get absolutely outsped by the Porygon Z Baneri combo. We are going all in on the Kyoto here. The rain is still up, so a Stab Surf could do it. The Tri-Attack comes down. No paralysis, no burn, no freeze. Beautiful stuff, and the Surf comes in hot and takes down Lorelei. Oh my gosh. All right, next on the menu is going to be Bruno and his Ghost-type Pokemon. We lead with Gyarados. We are going straight for that Dragon Dance sweep. We get the Intimidate down, keeping us safe as the Sucker Punch fails. Beautiful stuff here. Shandistoll looking fantastic in that Chandelure and Absol combination. Absolutely love the color schemes. Looks very menacing as we get 2 Dragon Dance down and a beautiful Aqua Tail crit fade away, but the Flame Body in response, and now our Dragon Dance is absolutely nullified as far as that physical attack is concerned. The Dust Buffet in response is going to be rocking that Psychic Ghost typing. We choose our Fairy Electric type. We tank the Hex, no problem here. And now we do have double stab as well as coverage in the extrasensory and Ice Beam. So I think we just go straight for that paralysis in the discharge. So another Hex comes down, doing good chip damage, but we need to take this thing down before it can take us out. The payback comes down and the Cute Charm activates. I think that's the first time we've actually seen Cute Charm activate in this entire run. As the full restore comes down, not wanting to lose the Dust Buffet, we see Bruno holding on with another full restore. The Moonblast in return, chipping Dust Buffet all the way to about a third, maybe about to half. Now the Shadow Ball comes down, does even more than Hex. Of course it does. And now we are in an absolute slugfest, but I do think Bruno is out of its full restores. The Hex comes down, holding on at 46 HP. One more Moonblast and Dust Buffet is defeated, but Clefku is basically in retirement as the Gira Ray comes down. The Giratina Lux Ray. Slap me silly and call me Tiny Tim. We are gonna need some reinforcements here, and we have Kyocho both at full HP. This is probably gonna be a Ghost Electric typing. We send out Kyocho, the Scary Face in response, which is a-okay, as Kyocho isn't known for its speed stat. However, the Surf in the rain is gonna be double stab effectively. It holds on, no problem. The Hex comes down. We cheese for a nasty plot, getting greedy, wanting it all, and here we go. The discharge comes down. It is going to be neutral because of the electric typing. The Surf comes in with the nasty plot proc, and we take down Bruno's third Pokemon. 2 to go. The Coppolar comes down. As we go back into our burned Gardos, who cares? We're going all in. The Stone Edge comes down. We tank that, not doing too much damage. However, the burn is going to add up. We do have the Aqua Tail in the rain, though, which could go hand in hand through the burn. Our Berry healing us up to 116 HP. We are on the back, but the Aqua Tail comes down. It is super effective. The burn holding us at bay. The double edge, we tank that, no problem. The Gardos losing a lot of HP because of the burn, though. Kofler comes down with a mean look, and now Ro is locked in here. We're going to drop back, potentially with a stab. Nope, we go straight for the Ice Beam, which does not kill, but because of those full restores that Bruno used earlier, Kofler has to fall to the Moonblast, and we take it down. This is an absolutely scuff fight here, but Spiritly comes down, a ghastly Spirit Tomb, looking absolutely phenomenal, but we do have the Psychic, which could punish the Poison typing here. It doesn't affect, though, because it's Dark. It is Dark Ghost, or Dark Poison, for that matter, and we are in trouble. The whole team is getting dismantled. We swap into Dark as our My Pride and Joy takes the Dark Pulse up close and personal, and now we are going to go all in. It is raining, so the Flamethrower is going to be held at bay. It's going to do half damage, but that is okay. We still chunk for 1/3 HP. We're going to go for another Flamethrower. I'm just kidding. We go for the Air Slash. It also chunks to 1/3 HP. The rain holding us back because of that Flamethrower. One more Air Slash comes in, and Spiritly goes down. We take down Bruno without losing anybody. Good God. It is now time to take down Agatha and her Dark type Pokemon. So we've had Normal against Lorelei, Ghost against Bruno, and now Dark against Agatha. This is a ridiculous type spread, and we only have 5 Pokemon left. The Dynamic Punch comes in. We are confused as well. So either Machop has that no guard, or it just rolled a 50% accuracy move and we got hit by it as another Intimidate comes down. The Dark Pulse is here, chipping us for a little bit, but really not too much damage. And now we're going to swap back into Clefku and potentially fade away with an absolutely monstrous Fairy type move, as it will be 4 times super effective. The Dark Pulse comes in. We resist that, no problem. And the Moonblast comes down. It is stab, and it is 4 times. Beautiful stuff here. Now the road is paved. We've got 4 Pokemon left in the Marisol here. A Dark Ground typing, I would presume, in the Absol and Marowak combo. The Double Edge comes down. Thankfully, it's not sad. We take that, no problem. The Aqua Tail whiffs. The Aqua Tail absolutely whiffs. You work your entire life to get to the Elite Four just to miss 2 Aqua Tails in a row. However, we do connect on the third, and Gardos claims redemption. The Haunch Guard comes down. Clefku is potentially our best swap, as that electric typing could punish, the Fairy typing could hold us at bay. The Foul Play comes down, and the Cute Charm, beautiful swap there. The Hex comes in and does massive damage, but the Moonblast in response takes down. I'm just kidding. Honchkar holds on with 1 HP. Honchkar holds it. We risk it all on the full restore turn. Clefco doesn't care and digs into the trenches. Instead, we pivot to our Kyogre mix here in the Kyochu, the water electric chubby guy. The full restore comes down, and now Agatha is out of healing, and we are going to punish with a Stab Surf in the rain. Isn't enough to take down the Honchkar. No, it lives with no HP. The Foul Play does massive damage. We hold on with 42, but fade away with the Ocean. Absolutely. 2 Pokemon left in the Abnix. The Jinx Absol looking all kinds of crazy there with the white and black color scheme, though. That looks absolutely fantastic. Speaking of white and black, we're going to swap into My Pride and Joy. The Darkest Art comes in. The Future Sight in response cannot affect because we have the Dark typing, but I'm just kidding, because Future Sight hits for neutral. It doesn't care about the typing. The Whirlwind comes in. It's charging up for that 2 hit. The Razor Wind. You go for the third drop because it is dark psychic, potentially, maybe dark ice. I'm not 100% sure as the red storm does get the crit, and it doesn't affect beautiful stuff. Everything I said about Future Sight was wrong as we dodged that, no problem. The Haunch Chown comes in, the Haunch Crow and the Unknown, the Haunchone, I should say, and that is going to be the final Pokemon here in the dark psychic. The Foul Play comes down, doing not very effective damage because of our dark typing. Darkazard has to stay in and buckle down and take down this final opponent. Their Slash comes in, the Night Slash in response, 27 HP and a Dream. One more Ice Beam for the fade. Haunchone goes down and we take down Agatha. This has been one of the sloppiest late four showings I have ever seen. However, we still have 5 Pokemon intact, and we are taking on Lance and his fighting type Pokemon. So the Blazrath comes down, the Blaziken Poliwrath, probably a fire fighting potentially in the typing as we go for the Thunder, as it is 100% in the rain. Beautiful stuff. Kyocho going in for the flex with the nasty plot to punish the full restore. And now we finally get to see Kyocho unlock its full potential here. Maybe we should have started with this guy first, as the Surf comes in on a +2 clip and takes down Lance's first Pokemon. 4 more Pokemon in the Togechoke here, fighting Fairy as we've seen before. The Surf comes down doing massive damage, and it is enough to drown the Togekiss fusion. 3 more Pokemon to go in the Wobchamp, the Wobbuffet, or why not, I should say, the Wobbuffet and Machamp combo, absolutely taunting with that stance and face. Now, do we have enough to take it down? Does it go for the reversal? The cross chop comes down and we lose Kyocho. Absolutely. We lose our Kyogre Raichu. Oh my gosh, the cross chop fade from 1 HP. So unfortunate. The Full Restore comes in. Ro comes in for full revenge, full redemption. Super effective, but does no damage given Wobbuffet's defensive stats. We also still have the rain because of Thunder, or Thunder can still hit 100% because of the rain. The Raychamp comes in, psychic fighting, and that looks all kinds of crazy. Moonblast bringing it just under half HP, level 57. Do you believe in Ro? One more Moonblast comes down, it holds on with 2 HP. Another cross chop comes in, and we are getting absolutely decimated. However, the nasty plot trying to predict the full restore, but the miss from Rochamp paves the way for Ro to fade away with a Moonblast. Are you kidding me right now? 2 Pokemon left. The Ratnate comes down, the Raticate and Infernape, and the Fire Spin comes down instead, locking us in. The Moonblast from downtown is enough to take down Ratnate, leaving 1 Pokemon left on Lance's side in the Wobchamp. Avenge your fallen comrade. Absolutely, the Moonblast comes in and takes down who took down our Kyocho. Lance is defeated. And that means it's time to take on our rival for the final time here. He sends out his Torchamp. Looks like a Torterra Machamp to lead the charge. You've got Reflect, Light Screen, the whole 9 yards here to set up on our rival to try to get a sweeper in there and just clean up shop. So Torchamp's going to be working with that grass fighting, potentially. The Giga Drain comes down, doing good damage off the top. The Light Screen in return. The Dynamic Punch is sidestep, so thankfully no guard on Torchamp's side as the Scarface comes down, dropping our speed. However, we do get 2 flashes off, dropping that accuracy. The Berry in return. We do dodge yet another. I'm sorry, we actually missed the flash because it does have that miss chance, and now we are ramping up. 3 flashes come down. Another Giga Drain. Ro is at 48 HP. The Light Screen fades, and we go back in for that. The Dynamic Punch misses, that 50% accuracy adding up. Another Dynamic Punch is sidestep. Ro is doing everything she possibly could at this point. The flash comes down, but we miss that as well. Another Dynamic Punch misses, and we are missing everything. Torchamp is missing everything. The Light Screen fades, and we just need 1 or 2 more flashes. The Giga Drain comes down, and Ro is gone. Reflect drops as well. That is 3 Pokemon down, but we have paved the way for Gardos to come in here and lay claim to what is rightfully his. The Intimidate comes in, dropping Torchamp's attack, so Torchamp is in a prime position for us to set up. However, the Leaf Storm comes down. The Leaf Storm was holding out in the back kitchen there. We are risking it all for a crit here. However, we miss the Dragon Claw. We absolutely vanilla wait for the Berry. Does huge healing here in the Citrus. Absolutely, we go for the Stab Dragon Claw. It does 1 good chunk of damage, bringing Torchamp to about 40% HP. The Full Restore in return. We abuse the heal with the Dragon Dance as we've done before. We are +2, but we do have that accuracy mischance. The Torchamp comes down. The Giga Drain in return. Torchamp might actually have the item that makes you miss attacks in the Lax instance. Maybe that's why we're not hitting anything. As the Torchamp gets brought into the red, the Giga Drain comes down, healing it just a little bit. We are running out of time here. The Full Restore comes in. 1 more Dragon Claw brings Torchamp to no HP. Another Full Restore comes down. The rival might be out of Full Restores here as we rain down 1 more Dragon Claw and take down our rival's first Pokemon, but we are bleeding out. The Rhyphan comes in. It is a Raichu Donphan rocking that electric ground typing. I would presume we can drop back with a Super Hector Earthquake, and it should one one-shot if my calculations are correct, and they are absolutely. The Raichu Elephant goes down, the Gyarados comes in, a Gyarados Typhlosion, probably rocking the water fire typing. All right, we end up Hail Marrying the Dragon Claw, but Gyarados holds on in the red. We take Hurricane in response, also holding on in the red, but we are confused now, so we can roll it all through the confusion, or we can try to swap out into that. The Dragon Claw breaks through confusion. Unbelievable, unprecedented stuff, as Gyarados will not be denied. Venom comes down, Venegia, I should say, the Venomoth and Pidgeot combination, potentially poison flying, we go for the Aqua Tail, we break through confusion with an Aqua Tail. Venegia holds on with 1 HP and a dream, but it's okay. The Gyarados Garchomp giving everything in its heart and its soul. The Clefairy comes down, we go all in for the potential Moonblast or Ice Beam play here. The Psychic comes down, massive damage, but we hold on with 160 to spare. Absolutely, 2 Pokemon left in the Feraligatr, the Feraligatr Typhlosion here, a beautiful water fire typing. The Flamethrower doing massive damage, thankfully no burn. We heal with the Citrus Berry. The Thunder comes down, it is stabbing, it is massive damage. The Feraligatr holds on in the red. Moonblast is resisted, Ice Beam is resisted. However, we pivot to our Psychic type, but the Porifree comes down, the Extrasensory doing a little bit of chip off the top. Level 64, the 8th, the final upgrade, and there is the Tri-Attack that we got punished from before the Moonblast comes in. It is stabbed, but it's neutral damage. On top of that, the lefty's healing Porifree for so much. We are in trouble. We're gonna go for that Moonblast, trying to drop the attack. The Tri-Attack comes down, we die, Clefco goes down. Clefco goes down, and now it is a Darkest Art 1v2. It is a Darkest Art 1v2. I can't believe this. The Flamethrower comes to it. Massive damage. Tri-Attack comes in from response. 72 HP in a dream. The heal with the berry. 93 HP. Porifree is here. Do we outspeed with the Flamethrower? It is stabbed, and it does enough damage. Absolutely. One Pokemon versus one Pokemon. The Feraligatr, but it's bleeding out. We outspeed. Does Air Slash miss? There's a 5% miss chance, but if it clips, if it lands, we win. Flamethrower is 4 times resistant. The Air Slash drops back. Feraligatr goes down, and we take the dub. Darkest Art from first to last. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. This video has probably gone too long, so I will call it here. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.